Still talking business, and this time around we're looking at insurance cover. Now, a while ago, that should be sometime in last year when we had series of market fire incidents, we looked at the issue of insurance. But it seemed like some persons haven't really gotten the message, but I'm yet to find out what the problem is. I have been joined by an insurance expert, the person of Steve Ovonlin. Welcome to the show, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Insurance. What do you think is the reason why some of our people, business people especially, have not embraced insurance?
Well, you see, basically, the whole concept of risk management, indemnity, is also relative to the level of income in an economy. So when you are talking about embrace or acceptance, the general acceptability in quotes is dependent on the level of disposable income in the economy and the GDP. What is the per disposable income for a Nigerian per day? Is it up to $100? From statistics so far, it's far, far below. So economies where insurance is driven by the market is as a result of the income, the disposable income, and per person in terms of the level and the size of the economy. How well and buoyant the economy is means that aggregate demand and supply and national income growth, you understand, we have the supply function curve. So if you are asking why is insurance not accepted, it's related to the level of income per person in the economy. So the basic need will not be insurance per se, will be shelter and food and water and other minimal needs. But you see, when you grow the level of income in an economy, basically the awareness to invest in other beneficial human capacity venture, you understand, will be of essence. But if that is not the case, definitely this is the result you will experience, the low level of insurance acceptance in Nigeria.
But for business people, we wouldn't say the need for shelter and some of the basic things are the factors that will hinder them from going into insurance. You have a business, for instance, let's say you have goods worth of about 300,000. Yeah. What kind of products are available to such business people?
There are a whole lot of products that businesses benefit from. But to your amazement, I have to tell you that people that are doing good business actually embrace insurance, because the banks, definitely those loans that are given us, definitely there's no bank that will expose its liability. That one is certain. So those liabilities must be covered, you know, indemnified against unforeseen loss. The COVID-19 we are talking about is an unforeseen event. It's a calamity. You understand? But it has also come to tell the business world that instances where you will not ordinarily suspect a loss, increase your digression, increase your heroism in imbibing those unforeseen risks, because it could occur. The Katrina in the US and some other tornado and other natural disasters in the world, they were not planned for. And that is how it is for a businessman, for a businesswoman. You don't plan an accident. If you are conveying a good from Lagos to Port Harcourt or from Lagos to Benin, you get to Ore and there are incidences of, how will I call it, vehicle breakage on the road, or terrible accidents where goods worth millions of naira are damaged. But you see, there's an insurance that covers that from point of destination to the destination of the warehouse. That is to say, goods in transit. And once it gets to your shop or your warehouse, there's another particular package insurance policy that covers for fire and burglary. Then when it now comes to the people that are managing these goods and services in your shop, there are a whole range of policies that cover it. We have the fidelity guarantee, we have the professional indemnity, then we also have the GPA, You understand? The group personal accident.
So there are different products available
For businesses.
Okay. Now, the way these products are structured, do you think it's easily accessible and it's something that can be easily acquired by the business people? Take, for instance, when microfinance started, some of them were waiting for the customers to come to them, seek loan, but they design a means where they have marketers who go into these markets and make it convenient for the traders to just deposit money or even begin to repay their loans. Do we have such a structure in the insurance sector that ensures that business people, traders specifically, can, from the comfort of their business point, acquire these products?
What you are just trying to explain to me is what I call the economic growth and economic expansion. You saw the way the bank exploded in the mid-90s. It was as a result of economic growth and value. Then the microfinance we just talked about, they were driven as a result of competition within their sector. Intense competition.
Okay.
You have government microfinance setups, so many of them, from the agricultural to the petty commodity aspect. Then you also have some banks that are having subsidiaries of microfinance. Then you also have some individuals that have made so much money, they set up microfinance. And they all want to make profit. They all want to make benefits, and they all want to add value to the market. So that's the driving force. You now saw them going into the market to meet their customers at a low and cheap interest rate. Because for you to be competitive...
Is it possible to have that in insurance? Would it be a win-win situation for both the insurance companies and the traders?
Of course. If you look at the statistic,
okay,
from the mid-90s again to where we are now, insurance rates have been reduced drastically. Okay. Take the motor insurance, for example.
Okay, we don't have much time, okay, but going forward now, some of these traders have been affected by the present market fire incident, yes, at Oba Markets. Now, what would be the fate of those who took up insurance for their goods?
Definitely they will be indemnified. They will be paid back every loss and kobo as a result of that fire disaster.
Okay.
Then what I want to recommend is that the government should try and set up the Fire Prevention Committee. Fire Prevention Committee is a pre-loss body that look into the exigencies and the calamity that is to befall, unforeseen, in terms of all this market, and they should evaluate their market potential. That is to say, the proximate risk assessment of every market in Edo State, because the time is of the essence. We cannot begin to have resurgences of the occurrences of fire here and there.
Okay.
So we have to move pragmatically to curb the incessant fire outbreak in our markets.
Okay, thank you very much, Steve Ovolem, for coming on the show. It's a nice place to rest the discussion for now, but I think if you haven't taken, or I should say that if you haven't taken anything out of the discussion, you should, as a business person, come on, do yourself good and look at insurance today. You may be saving yourself from a loss that no one will ever see coming. Not that, well, no, we are very spiritual people around there will say it's not my portion, but some would ask, whose portion is it? Sometimes things do happen. I'm Blessing AJ, and the show Business This Week will return to you next week Friday. Until then, stay safe.